Town Council continues work on the capital improvement plan at its meeting last night. Details on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Friday, May 2nd, 2014. I'm Sarah Mannel. Town officials can now begin to plan upgrades to Veterans Park in Hyannis. Last night, Town Council voted in favor of allotting $50,000 to pay for the design phase of renovations to the park. Department of Public Works Director Dan Santos says the well-used park is in need of a makeover.
Veterans Park, beach down on Ocean Street is a extremely used facility, and as such, it has a number of activities that occur there, and they surround the playground area where the children play and the equipment that's there, the picnic area. There's the Korean Memorial there next to the Kennedy Memorial, which is also quite a bit used. And we're not talking about the Kennedy Memorial as part of this planning, but it certainly is a piece of the facility that's adjacent. There's parking that occurs there, overflow parking, and there are several buildings with the restrooms and the community services use. And what has happened with this facility, like many others in the town, is that they develop organically over time. This is a facility that's been there a long time, and over time uses change. They add picnic tables, they add playground equipment, and it ends up becoming what it is today. And what we'd like to do, because it is so well used, and it is, and I've used this word a few times, is tired. It's run down in some respects, and it needs to be updated and repaired. And our approach to this, and as in many of our other projects, is that before we invest significant money in repairing, replacing things, let's make sure that we're headed in the right direction. So I'm an advocate for solid planning for infrastructure projects, and I think you'll see that in previous presentations I've made and throughout these, is that we need to spend the dollars that we have wisely, and the way to do that is through a planning process. So what we'd like to do here is some strategic planning, which would result ultimately in a conceptual design by working with the user groups, the community, all of the stakeholders that are involved in the park here, and understand how the park's used now, how it'll be used into the future. We have cars, because of the parking lot, there's traffic through there. So asking some questions about, is the playground the best space where it currently is? Should the traffic patterns change? How are we using those buildings? So by involving a consultant that's an expert in helping us to plan these type of facilities, I think we can end up with ultimately a park which can meet all the needs of the community and the various disparate uses here, from the playground through the commemoration and reflection that goes on there, and that's the purpose for this capital improvement project.
Town Council voted unanimously to support the planning phase of that project. Town Council also voted unanimously in favor of spending $85,000 to improve the parking lot at Veterans Beach. Town Council voted to appropriate more than $3 million to maintain public roads in town at last night's meeting. Santos described how the money would be spent before the vote.
Well, this is a very significant program in the Department of Public Works and for the town, and it's been a program that the council has seen fit to fund for the last number of years at this level of $3,250,000, and this is to maintain our public road system to a condition that is safe and reliable for the residents and visitors that use that system. It involves a number of things that we can do to the roads, from complete reconstruction of the road, which we did, for example, last year on Oak Street, where we take everything up, reconstruct the base right up to the drainage, final paving for a brand new road. Some roads don't need quite that level of effort, so we have mill and pave, where we grind off the top and repave. We just do overlay on some that just require that. Others, we do a chip seal type of surface treatment, crack sealing. So there's a number of things that we can do, and we base it on the condition of the particular road, what needs to be done to extend its life, and so we don't lose it earlier than is necessary. There's a lot of drainage that's involved in these projects as well, which by keeping the drainage off the road, it prolongs the life of the road as well as providing a more safe road surface for those using it. Just a couple of shots of the kind of conditions of pre-repair that we're talking about. And then here's some after shots. You can see the type of work that's involved and what the results are. Just to give you some examples of, for this FY15 program, we're looking at surfacing Huckins Neck Road in Centerville, Crockers Neck Road in Cotuit, Old Post Road in Cotuit, Gleason Street in Hyannis, Park Street in Hyannis, Lumbert Mill Road in Marston's Mills, portions of Route 149 in Marston's Mills, and River Road. That's just some. There's a very extensive program. That's just some of the highlights of what we're proposing to do in FY15. Our goal here, we have what you may have heard, particularly those on the Roads Committee. We assess the quality of the roads, and we've done this in the past several times, and a pavement's condition index, which basically is a number on how good the road is. And we have recently, in the last couple of years, been working on an asset management program for our roads and our drainage structures and sidewalks, and to continue that and to assess the quality of our public roads. And what we're trying to do is maintain a level of 80. That number 80 provides good road surface, good longevity, and is the number that we should be shooting for. This funding of this program has shown real results in that regard, and we are at about that 80. We certainly have a backlog, and this is what this takes care of, but we're maintaining that with this kind of investment in this program, and hopefully into the future, we'll keep our roads at that level that is not only safe, but will maintain them for the long run.
The council voted unanimously to support the roads maintenance program. Council also approved the regulatory agreement between the town and the owners of the Harborview Hotel in Hyannis. The agreement will allow the hotel to operate on a year-round basis and to increase its size. Attorney Michael Ford spoke about the agreement before the vote.
This is an item that seeks the authority of the council to be conferred upon the town manager to enter into a regulatory agreement. Very briefly, this is for property located at 213 Ocean Street. It's an existing hotel site. It's about 3.8 acres. We're also acquiring, or my clients are acquiring, property at 24 Nantucket Street on the corner of Nantucket and Bayview Street. So there'll be a total of just about 4 acres at this site. And what is proposed, in addition to the existing hotel that's on the site, which is 136 rooms, is an additional freestanding building with 68 additional hotel rooms. That freestanding building will be a year-round hotel, and all of the rooms in the 68-unit building will have kitchens in them. And so the zoning in this particular area is HD, which is your harbor district. It is also located in your growth incentive zone, and which is the Hyannis growth incentive zone area. And it is also an area that was the subject of a study back in 2010 by the town, the Gateway Study, that looked at, for this entire harbor area, an economic development strategy going forward. And one of the recommendations that came out of the Gateway Study was a recommendation that there be sited in the area around the harbor and in the area where this property is, a year-round hotel for this area. It was thought that that would add to year-round activity at the harbor front, and also provide a much-needed resource that is not existent in this area now, that is year-round hotel facilities.
Town Council voted unanimously to approve that agreement. We'll be sure to tune in to our hour-long news program Barnstable this morning, weekdays at 7 a.m. On Monday's show, we will chat with Town Manager Tom Lynch, Superintendent of Schools Dr. Mary Schakowsky, and we'll have all the news and information you need. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannel.